Dear ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very special report interview right after the concert with Presidential Symphonic Orchestra with the conductor of this orchestra, Chloé van Soeterstède. I would like to welcome you in Cyprus, Chloé. Thank you for coming to our island.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here, my first time, and I'm really excited to be back, hopefully.
How does it feel to be in Cyprus and to work with our symphony orchestra?
It feels amazing. It feels quite exotic because it's not nothing is really European in a way. So the musicians are really welcoming and warm-hearted. So I really appreciate and very flexible minds. So really good. I'm not sure they are used to play in this disposition we played tonight with the second violin on the outside, and they didn't say anything negative about it. So they are really willing to try, and so first time and very good, really good first time.
For me, the performance of classical music is something de la magique, how people say in French, and the person who conducts the performance, he is, let's say, in epicenter, in the very center of that magic thing, the performance of classical music. How does it feel to be the conductor of an orchestra?
I don't put myself as a conductor who imposes ideas, but who is guiding the orchestra through the score. So I'm someone who really respects the score and all the dynamics and ideas, and then we work together as a team. So the teamwork for me is the most important thing. I'm not here to really impose things, saying this should be like this, you know. So we're trying all the time about ideas, different sound. We are expressing ourselves, and of course, because I speak English to the orchestra, some members don't understand maybe that well, or English, or my accent also, you know, makes everything maybe more complicated for them to understand. So the concertmeister also has to take the role of translator. So therefore, the whole atmosphere is a bit more relaxing and relaxed, and I feel really relaxed with them. And I'd love to come back. And so yeah, the role of course, it is impressive to stand in front of an orchestra, but we're here to make some music and a final product, and we're working towards that. So it's a really good relationship that we have.
And you speak in the language of music with them as well, I think, during the performance.
Yeah. So I feel a piece is a story. So we need to bring the audience towards this story, and to guide them as well towards this story. And therefore, I need to use as a conductor my whole body, my whole face to guide those players. You can tell in the eyes which kind of sound you want, or in my gestures what kind of articulation we want. So I'm speaking with my figure, my whole body, and yeah.
The music of Beethoven was really conducted very well tonight, to my mind, and it was really felt very deeply by the audience as well, I guess. Who is Beethoven for you, and how can you describe his music, his philosophy?
I feel so Beethoven. People think the general public think. I think that Beethoven's music is very heavy and very deep, and the orchestra should be big. It's not true at all, because Beethoven had a few strings. So this size orchestra is perfect for that. So the transparency of the sound is found already. I mean, we worked on it, but this side orchestra is great. So for me, Beethoven is telling a story through his narrative shape of music, for sure. And I feel it really light and bright, and as on non-aluminium string. At the time they had gut strings, so and we couldn't sustain the sound. So I'm trying to actually put my mind into his mind and see how he heard it, or at least at the time. And of course we need to adapt with our own instruments, but yeah, I'm trying to find all the little details. There are so many details that he writes, and of course we need to hear them. And I think tonight we heard them for sure. I mean, that's what I felt, and I was really happy with this performance.
And what about one of your projects? It is called Arc Orchestra, right? You have created it yourself in order to, and one of the aims of this orchestra, as far as I know, is to increase that link between the audience and the performers. And could you tell just more, how do you achieve that, by which means?
Yeah, so it's Art Symphonia. We are doing a few projects where, for instance, on the 21st of June every year, it's the French Fête de la Musique, French Music Day. By doing that, I'm trying to break the barrier between the artist and the audience, where we put the orchestra on a place in London, where we are based, and the bypassers, so the audience, can conduct the orchestra. So already I'm trying to so it's an opportunity for them to understand how it works, or to try. And also in the future, where we have a bit more funding to be able to play in spaces big like this, I'd like to put some chairs inside the orchestra where members of the audience can come and sit near in the action, basically, as in on a film set or something, so the action is there. I'm talking to the audience, of course. After concerts, we meet with the audience. I think it's so important, because we are normal people and they are normal people. We should just talk about stuff, and they should, we should treat each other equally. So.
Do you think that there should be certain discussions about classical music? There should be more discussions about classical music, I guess. And we are now making the project in Cyprus, a documentary about Beethoven's music. So can you just tell a little bit more about the concert of Beethoven, the music of Beethoven, which was performed tonight? Just maybe a few words. How can you define that music?
Well, as I said, just respecting the text. He wrote all his string quartet before. So basically, his string quartet were, let's say, a small symphony. That's what I'm calling a small symphony. And then his writing stayed really similar to his symphonies, and then he's expanding. And number 5 that we play today is in the middle, kind of the 9th symphony. His writing is really, it can be very dramatic, and when it's dramatic, it's really dramatic. And therefore, in his writing, I'm making sure that we do big difference between only one forte, two fortes, so fortissimo, più forte. He's really precise about his writing. The orchestration is not like Debussy, or we're not yet there. So we have that the first time in this symphony, Beethoven 5, that in the finale, Beethoven puts a piccolo, a contrabassoon, and 3 trombones. So those instruments have never played in the orchestra before, so already Beethoven is innovating about symphony works, and he's trying some new things. For us, it sounds like, oh well, there is a piccolo, but no, at the time it was like, wow, what is this, And he's making sure that the piccolo has like some big moments, and that's why then we need to adapt. The balance. So it's also how to balance the orchestra compared to what he wants to hear, what I want to hear. So the role of a conductor is making sure everything is, also heard, and within the phrase, within the texture, and
that thought is conveyed like in the right way, right? The composer's thought. Thank you very much, dear Chloé. Merci beaucoup. And I hope one day in London I'll be able to witness that Arc Orchestra and that amazing project that we were talking about right now. It's really very nice to have that experience of conducting an orchestra, and how does it feel inside the orchestra while they perform classical music.
You should come then on the 21st of June.
Yeah, exactly. Pour la fête de la musique.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Merci.